Hello, my name is Lillian, and this is the story about how I discovered my passion. The leading cause of death in America and the whole world is heart disease. It affects multiple people in my family as well. My grandpa, Gordon Rushford, was one of the unlucky. He was born with a genetic heart condition unknown to his parents at the time. At the age of 40, he suffered a major heart attack that led to the discovery and diagnosis of his condition. There was a defect in his left ventricle, and his heart developed a bypass. This bypass gave him an additional 40 years of life. In these 40 years, he found the love of his life, had 2 beautiful children, and met his first grandbaby, me. Not only did he create a beautiful life, but at the same time, medicine was revolutionized and doctors were able to aid his condition. Let's do an anatomy lesson real quick. Alright, so here's your heart. This is a normal heart. And so let's go over a little bit of anatomy. We have the right atrium, the right ventricle, the left ventricle, and the left atrium. Right here we have the tricuspid valve, and then we also have the pulmonary valve, which is called the bicuspid valve. And the reason why it's bi and tri is because the bi goes like this, and the tri goes like this. There's 3 parts and 2 parts. Now, here's the confusing part. This is the right and left, but actually, when you're looking at it, this is your right and this is your left. So it's reversed because you're speaking in anatomical terms. And the reason that's like that is because you're not looking at yourself, you're looking at somebody else's body in front of you. So it's their right, but it's your left. Confusing. Shout out to Mr. Albertine, because I would have no idea what I'm talking about if I didn't take his class. Now this is my grandpa's heart. So as you can see, the left ventricle right here is extremely smaller than the one right here. And you can kind of tell that the blood makes the bypass up into the atrium, and it goes right there, whereas here it goes up and around. This one it splits and goes both ways, which is what is the bypass that I'm referring to when I talk about him. So here are the 2 different hearts, and now you know a little bit about his condition anatomically. Let's get back to the video. Right after my grandpa had his diagnosis of hypoplastic left heart syndrome, my mom took it in her own hands to be his primary caretaker. Because of this decision, my passion was discovered. On the weekends, my mom would take my grandpa to Chicago to visit some of the best doctors in America, giving him the treatment he deserves. However, in 2020 when COVID had hit, it caused everything to shut down and his visits became virtual. This allowed nosy me to eavesdrop in and listen to these super smart people. One person I got to listen in on was Dr. Knight. Many people actually hate this man, mainly because of how unpersonable he is, but I look up to him. When I tell you he's a genius, I mean it. I aspire to be like him in the smart factor, but my grandpa's other doctor, Dr. Freed, acted as a shoulder to lean on for my mom. I aspire to be like Dr. Freed because he cares for his patients and caregivers. Since 7th grade, I assisted my mom with helping my grandpa whenever and wherever I could. I would help sort pills, come to his house, and help her out with the complicated machines. I learned so much just from being her assistant, and I have been able to apply that in my life. Unfortunately, 2 years ago, my grandpa passed away at the age of 82. This was the last photo I took with him. I miss him a lot. Thanks to modern medicine and technology, he was able to live 40 additional years after his first heart attack. Because of him, I hope to be the change in cardiology and provide others with the most precious gift, time.